Ever wondered about the earliest human settlements in Indonesia? Let's embark on a journey back in time, about 1.5 million years ago, to the dawn of civilization. This era, shrouded in the mists of prehistory, witnessed the first human footprints on the Indonesian archipelago. The inhabitants of this time were not mere survivors, but pioneers, carving out a niche in the world with their ingenuity and adaptability. Archaeological treasures such as hand axes, unearthed from the heart of the earth, bear silent testimony to their resourcefulness. Cave paintings, vibrant with the colors of the past, echo their artistic expression and the beginnings of a rich cultural legacy. These are not just mute relics, but vibrant narratives of our ancestors' lives, filled with their dreams, their struggles, and their triumphs. This prehistoric era laid the foundation for the rich tapestry of Indonesian history. So let's delve deeper into this fascinating journey, as we unwrap the layers of time and history that have shaped Indonesia. Fast forward to the 4th to 15th century AD, the stage of the Hindu-Buddhist kingdoms. This era witnessed the rise and influence of powerful Hindu-Buddhist kingdoms, notably Sriwijaya and Majapahit, on the Indonesian archipelago. The Sriwijaya Empire, established in the 7th century on Sumatra Island, grew into an influential maritime and commercial kingdom. Its strategic location on the important India-China trading route allowed it to control and benefit from the lucrative spice trade. Following the decline of Sriwijaya in the 13th century, the Majapahit Empire emerged on East Java. Under the rule of its greatest king, Hyam Wuruk, Majapahit extended its influence over much of present-day Indonesia and beyond, making it one of the most powerful kingdoms in Southeast Asian history. These Hindu-Buddhist kingdoms significantly shaped the cultural and economic landscape of Indonesia, leaving behind a rich legacy of art, architecture, and tradition that continues to influence contemporary Indonesian society. These kingdoms significantly shaped the cultural and economic landscape of Indonesia. Next, we delve into the 13th to 16th century AD, a period marked by the spread of Islam. The arrival of Islam in Indonesia was a gradual process, intertwined with trade and the exchange of ideas. It is believed that Arab merchants, with their deep-rooted tradition of trade, were the initial bearers of the Islamic faith to the Indonesian archipelago. These merchants were not just traders, they were cultural ambassadors, bringing with them a new religion and a new way of life. As trade networks expanded, so did the spread of Islam, reaching the shores of Sumatra, Java, and beyond. But it wasn't just the Arab merchants who played a pivotal role in the spread of Islam. Later, Islamic scholars, often referred to as ulama, played a significant part in deepening the understanding and practice of Islam among the local population. This period saw a profound shift in the religious and cultural fabric of the region. From the 16th to 20th century AD, Indonesia faced a tumultuous period of colonialism. The lure of the archipelago's abundant spices drew in formidable powers from across the globe. Portugal, the Netherlands, England, and Spain all jostled for control of this lucrative trade. The Portuguese were the first to arrive, quickly establishing trading posts along the coastal areas. However, their dominance was brief. The Dutch, under the banner of the Dutch East India Company, followed suit. They managed to outmaneuver the European rivals and gradually took control of the strategic spice trade routes. By the early 19th century, the Dutch government had taken over the company's possessions, marking the beginning of the Dutch East Indies era. This period saw the Dutch exerting their influence over Indonesia's political, economic, and social life. They implemented systems that significantly altered the landscape of the archipelago. Colonialism had a profound impact on the political, economic, and social life of Indonesia. Now, let's explore the 20th century, an era defined by the struggle for independence and the formation of a new nation. The early 20th century saw a surge of nationalist fervor in Indonesia, as figures like Sukarno and Hatta began to rally the people towards the cause of independence. The seeds of revolution were being sown, but it was not until the world was plunged into chaos with the onset of World War II that these seeds would truly begin to sprout. In 1942, Japan occupied Indonesia as part of its broader campaign in the Pacific. The Japanese promised independence for the Indonesian people, a promise that stirred the embers of the nationalist movement. However, the reality of the occupation was far from this ideal, and the harsh conditions under Japanese rule only fueled the desire for freedom. Then came a pivotal moment in Indonesian history. On the 17th of August 1945, just days after Japan's surrender in World War II, Sukarno and Hatta proclaimed the independence of Indonesia. This was not the end of the struggle, but rather the beginning of a new phase. Following the proclamation of independence, Indonesia found itself embroiled in a bitter war against the Dutch, who sought to reclaim their former colony. The Indonesian War of Independence, as it came to be known, was a time of great turmoil and sacrifice. Yet, through the resilience and determination of its people, Indonesia prevailed. The Dutch finally recognized Indonesian sovereignty on the 27th of December 1949, and the Republic of Indonesia was established. This marked the end of centuries of foreign rule and the beginning of a new chapter in Indonesian history. The newly formed republic faced many challenges, from internal conflicts to socio-economic issues, but it stood firm in its resolve to forge a path towards a brighter future. The 20th century was a period of transformation and upheaval, culminating in the birth of modern Indonesia. Finally, let's take a look at the Indonesia of today. The nation has experienced significant economic growth, becoming a key player in regional and international geopolitics. Its natural resources, strategic location, and burgeoning industries have placed it squarely on the global stage. But with this growth comes challenges. Environmental issues, from deforestation to pollution, pose serious threats to the nation's rich biodiversity and the health of its people. Corruption, too, remains a persistent issue, hindering further economic progress and undermining public trust in institutions. Despite these hurdles, Indonesia continues to press forward, seeking solutions to these complex problems while striving for sustainable growth. Its role in regional and international geopolitics is more prominent than ever, as it navigates the delicate balance between national interests and global responsibilities. Modern Indonesia is a dynamic, rapidly evolving nation, still grappling with its past and facing the challenges of the future.